Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to take a little adventure. Sitting in the new to us tractor. Finally broke down and bought a cab tractor. Make cruise between farms much easier on us. So we're going over to our second farm. We don't have any livestock over there right now, and we're going over to collect some cedar post to bring back over here to build some raised beds with. So you guys come along for the ride, and we'll be back with you when we get over that way. Alright guys, we made it over here. We had a little bit of a problem. We've had major flooding. I've not been over to check anything, but coming down to the bottoms in the barn, there's a creek that runs, and we put in a culvert, a new culvert some years ago, and when we got down here, the creek was running across the road and down over on this other side, and so the culvert was stopped up. The water was over the road and couldn't go anywhere. So I worked a few minutes and got the culvert unstopped. So we got that done, and so like I said, we're over here today to collect some cedar logs that I had cut. Yeah, there's an old crib. Very, very old log corn crib on this farm. That we had cut down 4 or 5 years ago. 6 maybe. When I was doing some cleanup to put in some cross fencing. So we're going to build some raised beds over at the home farm and try to expand the gardens and put enough up to sustain us for a full year. So this is original homestead of ours, and we had about 3 gardens going here at one time, one year. Two gardens, I guess, a year. We had 3 places that we gardened, and I don't know, everybody kind of misses it over here, but we needed to expand room, housing wise, and we ended up buying the farm where we live now for the bigger house. So, but yeah, I'm gonna pause you. We're gonna move up the ridge. See if I can show you. We're gonna go up about midways. This has like a 600-foot elevation change on the property to get to the very top. So we're gonna go up there and scout some of this cedar that I've got down on the ground and see if I can't get it loaded on the little trailer, and we get stuff scouted. We'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back this morning. We're back to doing some work today, and we got to put out some hay for the sheep this morning, and then we're going to look at the area where the raised beds are going to go. So maybe plant some fruit trees this morning. So y'all come along with us, and we'll be back in just a bit. All right, I'm back. So I'm kind of standing in an area that we chose to be an orchard. It's just down from the house. There's the house, and here's we've got about 4 fruit trees planted in here currently, and I've got 3 more to go in. But here's the but. I've got all this green space, yard to mow. So I don't know that you guys can see it, but it's sort of slopes. This is an uphill side here, and it slopes down towards those woods. And really, it's enough of a slope. I don't want to till it. We get, or have gotten this year, an incredible amount of rain. So that would have washed all of my topsoil down towards the woods. You guys came along with us yesterday. This is the result of that trip. Cedar logs. So I kind of got my inspiration on the design and the style of these raised beds from Roots and Refuge over in Arkansas. Really nice couple. They have a great channel. But they did post-construction with some boards for support, and then painted metal tin between the dirt and the wood. So we had a building when we bought this farm that was blown over in a storm, had storm damage. It was actually the posts were not sunk in the ground. They were just on an anchor system, with the anchors being in the concrete. Well, some years ago we had tornadic activity come through, and I don't know that a tornado blew that over, but straight on line winds more than likely took that shelter. So when we bought the place, it was the top of the shelter, the roof of the shelter was on the ground. It had flipped it upside down from where it was anchored at. So we had to get that out of the way, because that was a pasture where we were going to lamb sheep in, and we had all those screws, metal screws and nails sticking up. Yeah, not good on the sheep's feet. So we got in there with equipment and picked that thing up and just took it apart. The wood had already started to degrade and rot, so we took it apart, and that metal is 16 foot long and 3 foot wide, so I'm going to have beds at least 16 foot long. This is oh gosh, I don't know what this little area, this little yard right here spans, but it goes a long way from where those corner posts are, way down there to the woods. So I don't know. We're gonna have several raised beds in here. I've got a lot of that tin, and we may go to the scrapyard and try to pick up some more that someone has sold for recycling, and try to repurpose that if we can get a decent price on it, which we should be most of the time at the scrapyard that stuff like that, if you pick up, is pretty decent, decently priced, and you can reuse something that was intended to basically be trash and to be repurposed into something else. So yeah, we want to get in and get some of this done. So I've got tons of red cedar at the other farm, and that's what all these logs will be used for. Some of them are, one of them anyway, is huge. It's probably 10 inches around, so I'll probably split that one in half. This one right here. We'll split it in half with a splitter and get that knocked out. But yeah, all those will dig holes. They'll go about 18 inches deep. We don't need them hugely deep, and from the ground level up 3 foot 4 inches or so, and we'll build around them. I'm going to put a post every 4 foot or so, and so there'll be four posts per bed if I only go yeah, the boys are playing this morning, so that's what you're hearing. So if I only go 16 foot, I may go longer than 16 foot and just do a long row of them. Or I may double them up, do short beds and 16 foot long, and kind of double them up and see what I get. But yeah, my motto for the year and my goal for the year is not to mow a ton of grass here on the farm. I want to turn the grassy areas where we don't have livestock pastured into something that we can use to provide for our family. Either a markets the excess produce at the farmer's market, give away to friends and family, and put up with canning and freezing. So I have several places that now are currently in pasture that we could till the ground, but I've decided not to take away from our livestock. I don't want to lose the grass. I don't want to have to fence those areas and add more expense in fencing. So we're going to do the raised beds in areas that are not currently being used for livestock, and continue with the in-ground tilled garden that I have turned into a no-till garden this year, 3/4 of it. I will probably use the no-till method in the other quarter of it, and eventually. We just hadn't had time to get down there and get some old materials that were used for last year's garden out of there, and it prepped and ready for planting. So hopefully that's soon. It rained yesterday a good bit, so the ground's too wet. That won't happen today, but soon. So you guys hang on. I'm gonna go for now, and we're gonna try to lay out these raised beds today. I'll bring you back, show you progress.